Hey guys, Richard Blaine here. Thanks for stopping by my Easy Cooking channel tonight. Tonight I'm going to make something relatively simple. Actually, I've received a lot of emails this week from people wanting me to make pasta again. It's been a little while since I made pasta, and so I got some emails going, hey, come on, make some pasta. So that's what I'm going to make tonight. Tonight I'm going to make a pasta that's a bit of a fusion between an appetizer and Italian pasta with a French small sauce, okay? One of my YouTube guys who subscribes to me called Cuts in the Hizzy made one of my favorite appetizers this week, which was basically eggs and anchovies the Jacques Pepin way. Jacques Pepin is my favorite chef. And I thought to myself, wow, man, what can I do with eggs and anchovies this week? So I thought I would make a pasta dish. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to fuse Jacques Pepin, his appetizer, eggs and anchovies, into a pasta dish, and I'm going to use a Gorgonzola Mornay sauce. Mornay is an offshoot of one of the 5 mother sauces put together, invented by George Augustin Escoffier. He had 5 mother sauces, and from those 5 mother sauces, hundreds of other sauces could be invented. The number 1 mother sauce in Escoffier's arsenal was the bechamel. And from the bechamel, tons and tons of what they called smaller sauces could be made. And one of those smaller sauces is called sauce Mornay. And sauce Mornay makes the best, the absolute best, mac and cheese and au gratin potatoes and anything else you want to use a cheese sauce for. So this week what I'm doing is a pasta dish. It's not a traditional pasta dish. It is pasta with eggs and anchovies in a lovely, creamy Gorgonzola Mornay sauce. I know you'll love it. As usual with YouTube, 15 minutes. Let's get going. I'll see you on the other side. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cook our pasta. Now, there were some preparatory steps prior to making this dish, but I wasn't going to go through those because my recipes are notorious for being 10 minutes long or longer. But I already cooked the hard-boiled eggs and set them aside, and I already opened up my anchovies and set them aside, and I've got the rest of my mise en place in place. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the pasta first, and then I'm going to set it aside to keep it warm, and I'm going to make the star of the show, which is the sauce Mornay. So I'm going to cook this pasta until al dente, strain it, set it aside to keep it warm, and then we're going to make a sauce Mornay, which is a 3-step process from a roux to a bechamel to sauce Mornay. According to Escoffier, I'm going to do it a little bit my way, and it's going to be delicious. Now, I've put the pasta, which I'm using Persiatelli, on the side. It's staying nice and hot. And right here, what I'm melting is about 2.5 to 3 tablespoons of ghee. Okay, I'm not using butter lately these days. I'm using ghee because the ghee has the whey solids taken out. And what I'm making here is a very quick roux, okay, on medium-high, mixing about 3 tablespoons of AP flour into about 2.5 3 tablespoons of ghee. Okay, and I'm going to let this cook for about a minute or so until the roux is a pale yellow. I don't want it to be brown. I want it to be yellow. Okay, you got to be careful with roux. Okay, all right, here we go, on medium high. And you watch it turn color. Increase the heat if you have to. It's looking a bit thin, so I'm going to add just a little more AP flour to thicken it up. Okay. It's always a little bit of a guessing game. You know, if you have a little bit of one thing and not enough of another, play with it. There we go. See how it has almost a batter consistency now? There we go. Right. Now I want this to turn a pale yellow. And it's just about there. Okay? Just about there. All right. Now, this is the roux. Okay? This is the roux. There's a little bit of bits on the side, but for the most part, it's not turning brown. Now I'm going to gently whisk in 2 cups of heavy cream. Okay? And I'll reduce the heat just a little. And I'm going to convert this roux into a bechamel. Now this bechamel cream sauce can be used with anything. Pasta, veggies, seafood. As a base for a chowder, it can be used for anything. So we want this to come to a boil and thicken up a little bit. There we go. Scrape the sides a little bit, and it's going to thicken up rather quickly. Okay. Bechamels and Mornays make the best base for mac and cheese. Alright, so it's just coming to a boil. I'm going to lower it just a little, and I'm going to cook it. There we go. There we go. I'm going to reduce the heat. It's a little bit thick. Okay, and that's alright. We can add a little bit of water or a little bit of milk. Okay. I don't have any milk. Here we go. There we go. This will thin it out really nice. There we go. You can use chicken stock to thin it, water to thin it, milk to thin it. And I'm going to keep on cooking this, and then we're going to spice it up, and then we're going to plate up our pasta. There we are. This is the bechamel. It's nice and silky. It got a little bit thick there for a minute, so I didn't have any milk, so I substituted and I added a little chicken stock, which is perfectly fine. And now I'm going to add just a little bit of salt, maybe half a teaspoon. A little bit of black pepper. Remember, creams love black pepper, okay? Cream sauces of any kind love black pepper, and so do I. Okay? And to top that, just a little bit of white pepper, some contrast, and I'm going to mix that in. Oh. Smells wonderful. Ah. But we still only have a nice silky bechamel. We want to make it a Mornay. Okay, one other thing we're going to do, and this is optional. This is nutmeg. Okay, and we could, we could scrape a little nutmeg in here. Not too much. It's optional. Excuse me for dropping it in there like an idiot. Okay. Put a little nutmeg in there. Nutmeg is very strong. There we go. I wouldn't be honest if I cut that out. Alright, stirring the nutmeg. Oh, this is beginning to smell delish. Alright, now this is where the bechamel gets converted from bechamel to Mornay. I'm adding about 3 to 4 ounces of ground gorgonzola. Finally, ground gorgonzola. It's nice and creamy. And I'm going to melt this into it. And this is now a sauce Mornay. A lot of people use Gruyere, Parmesan, Asiago, Pecorino Romano. Any Italian cheese will work to make this bechamel into a sauce mornay. I happen to prefer gorgonzola as my favorite. So I'm going to melt this cheese into my mornay, and then we're going to plate up. Okay guys, there's the pasta. I'm using persiatelli with the eggs, and I'm going to need a rather large spoon, and my gorgonzola sauce mornay goes over the top. Now mind you, my plating is not perfect. I'm not a gourmet chef, okay? My plating is not perfect. Coat those eggs. There you go. Coat that pasta in a lovely, lovely gorgonzola cheese sauce. Okay, a mornay is the best sauce for mac and cheese, au gratin, dauphinoise. There we go. Cover those eggs, cover that pasta. And I still got leftover sauce for tomorrow, because this is going to be my dinner. There we go. Wonderful. All right. Now, we need to garnish these eggs. And each one is going to get one nice anchovy fillet. There we go. One nice anchovy fillet. And then we're going to take an anchovy fillet, put it right here in the middle, and another one right in the middle. A nice little anchovy basket. Okay. And then we're going to garnish this dish. Capers. There we go. Nice, lovely capers. A couple right here in the basket. There we go. Wonderful. And some finely chopped red onion, just like in Jacques' recipe. Except I'm not using the mayo Tabasco sauce. I'm using sauce mornay. Okay, made with gorgonzola. There it is. There it is. And if you're like me and you really like anchovies, you can add another anchovy fillet, because that's what I'm doing, boy. Woohoo! There we go. All right, guys, there it is. Pasta with eggs and anchovies in a lovely, creamy gorgonzola mornay sauce. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you make this recipe. I hope you make it your own. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care. So there you have it, guys. Pasta with eggs and anchovies in a creamy gorgonzola mornay sauce. There's a lot of flavors going on here. I try to make it as subtle as possible. You've got the flavor of the cheese and the anchovies, okay, and the peppers in there with the black and white pepper. And it all comes together quite well. So I hope you make this recipe. I know you'll enjoy it. Make it your own. I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.